On this episode of System Integrators Weekly, while we've been gone, there have been some big changes, and we've got some catching up to do. All that and more on this episode of System Integrators Weekly. Let's go, nerds! Hello, everyone, and welcome to the new home of System Integrators Weekly. Yeah, it's been a minute. I know. Sorry about that. But as you can see, we're progressing with the new set. I'm in the new house, and this is the garage. It's an absolute mess right now, of course, and there's a lot of work to be done to sort of weather seal that garage door. But it's a full two-car garage. The audio is going to be, it's going to be a bit reverberant because I haven't really treated much of the audio here. Really, it's just been setting a bunch of this stuff up. But still, you know, new place, and I'm really excited about the different things I'm going to be doing with this space. So stay tuned and be sure to, you get to see it all change, and you get to see some of the build vlogs that are going to be coming out that we've been slowly working on. This video is sponsored by VIP CDK Deals.
The best place to go when you want to get yourself an OEM Windows license to get rid of that annoying watermark and unlock all the customization Windows has to offer. So instead of paying well over $100 for a retail version of Windows, you can get an OEM key for a fraction of the price. Plus, you can use my code BRAY25 to get a nice fat discount off of the already discounted price. Keep in mind that this is an OEM key that gets attached to this system and cannot be used with another one or if you change your hardware. Make sure you get the right key for your operating system. For more information on how to use CDK Deals, click the link in the description saying here's how it works, and I'll walk you through the whole thing. Thank you, CDK Deals, for continuing to support the channel.
Now, another thing is there's been a lot of travel stuff I've been doing, and you already saw the Skytech video that came out recently, which was an absolute blast to do. That giveaway is going on, and I will remind you that you will not get a notification that you won a giveaway from me in any YouTube comments. Even if they steal my avatar picture or whatever, and they say that they're me, whatever, that ain't me. Don't fall for it. The link is in the description below, and it's an insane PC, probably the craziest PC I've ever given away. 13900KS, 4090, all liquid cooled in a beautiful Thermaltake case with an awesome Vaporwave style to it. The Vaporwave aesthetic is my absolute favorite, so when they were like, what should we do for the project? I was like, Vaporwave, please. Synthwave, Vaporwave look, please, with the sunset thing. And they made it happen. So that was a lot of fun to do. But there's also PAX East vlog coming out soon. That was a ton of fun to do. And again, thanks to Intel for sending me out there. That was really cool. And I hope you guys got to catch the stream that I did out there. I was on the stage at the Intel stage talking about pre-builds, man. It was great. But there's been a lot of stuff going on in the industry while I've been gone. The release of all the X3D chips has come around finally. And it's a real contender. They're real contenders. And the 7800X 3D is an absolute monster for gaming. With some sacrifices made elsewhere. Same as the 5800X 3D, basically just leveled up to, you know, Zen 4. But what we're going to be looking at here are the changes that have happened with system integrators. Of course, the 4070 is out now, and the 4070 coming in at $599, pretty cool. Still, some reviewers have said it's not quite worth it for the money, but if you're looking for that, you know, that NVIDIA polish, basically, you know, if you want DLSS 3, if you want, you know, their dual AV1 encoders, if you want all that good stuff, then you want it. And if you don't need that stuff, then there's a lot of great options out there. So I want to see what AMD Radeon comes out with for their response to that, because they haven't really touched that mid-range market just yet with the new stuff. So we'll see. Now, before we do get into these, we're looking at 4 different SIs today. I want to let you guys know the disclaimers that we usually go over. I think I missed it on the last one. But first off, this video is being recorded for April 17th, 2022. Any pricing and availability that you see in this video, depending on when you watch it, could be vastly different. Make sure you're watching the most recent episode of SI Weekly if you're trying to catch up on recent pricing and stuff. The other one is you're gonna hear some opinions, and that's totally normal. Opinions are healthy to have. You should have them too. And if yours aren't the same as mine, I'm okay with that. Share them in the comments below, or go discuss it in the Discord. Discord link is in the description below as well. And streams haven't been happening for a while, but they will be coming back as soon as I get the AC going in the garage here, because this is a garage studio and this is Texas. Finally, of course, you buy at your own risk. Anything you buy on the internet at all ever is subject to something happening during shipping or it having a problem. These systems are, of course, all warranted, and you know, you can get things fixed and covered whenever something like that happens. Just understand the shipping industry is what it is, and these are delicate machines. Moving on, I want to celebrate something here, something I've been looking forward to for quite a while. First, we're going to be taking a look at Alexander PCs and their new website. Brand new website here, and it looks absolutely awesome. They really polished this thing up. I mean, it's completely new from scratch, I believe. Starting at the very top, you know, you see Build Your Dream Machine. This is the second screen. Then you see Own the Battlefield and how to start here and all that. So yeah, really, really cool. Nice splash there, sort of welcome you. Of course, your menu up there. And tells you a little bit more about Alexander PCs, unbeatable lifetime warranty, all that good stuff on components and service. And just some things, their official NVIDIA partner, their products, things like that, pre-configured, ready to ship, and exclusive systems that are custom painted and everything. I have one complaint about the new site though. Okay, well, it looks like it's not happening now because it was already sitting on the website being open. But they did one of those things where when you first go to the website, you're like, cool, I'm gonna browse this website. And it's like, stop, give me your email address. No! I don't like that. I don't think that that's a good thing to do, to welcome someone to your site by asking for personal information right off the bat. Not my favorite thing. You guys have heard me complain about it plenty of times, but a lot of SIs do it. Besides that, there's not just a new website, there are new systems here. Now, you guys might remember me reviewing the Hoplite. It was a budget system that I was really, really excited about because you're getting the build quality you see from a boutique builder with all the touches like the custom cable extensions, you know, RGB fans and lifetime warranty, great cable management, all that great stuff. And you're getting that for, you know, $1,200, just around $1,200, $1,250. However, it now has a little sibling, and that is the Auxilia. And this is a sub $1,000 Alexander PC system. Sub 1K, 928 USD. And of course, if you use our coupon code that they graciously provided to the community, that does change though, that changes now and then. So be sure to check in the Discord under the coupon codes channel what that would be right now. But currently it is LGN, as in Let's Go Nerds. You get an additional $50 off. That makes this less than 900 bucks. But what do you get for that? Well, as you can see here, there are a couple of options to where you can get 32 gigs of RAM instead of 16 gigs. As you can see, it's DDR4 3600. So it's a great speed. It's Kingston RAM, Kingston Fury Beast, Special Edition RGB. It says RGB, DDR4 3600, 16 gigs is what comes with it already, and you can make that 32. Yeah, for 60 bucks. And you can make the drive, which is a Kingston NV2, into a 2 terabyte Kingston NV2 instead of the 1 terabyte. That's the thing. Listen, most systems at this price range do not get a terabyte drive. They get 500 gigs. And that drives me crazy because storage is really cheap right now. Fast storage is getting cheaper and cheaper. And 500 gigs, well, games are getting larger and larger. That customer is going to be upgrading their storage really quickly, and they may not know how to do that. It's one of the easiest things you can do, but they might not know how. So, what do you get for this? What's the catch? I don't think there is one. Let's talk about the specs. Now, there are two different kinds. There's a Zen 3 model, an AMD model, and then there's an Intel model, okay? And the Intel model is the one I'm personally more interested in because if you look at a Zen 3, that is at end of life for that platform. You can do some upgrading. You can go to like a 5800X 3D if you can find one. But this one, the Intel one, comes with an Intel Core i3 12100F, which, I mean, it has been lauded as the best budget gaming processor you can get right now. You get 4 cores, 8 threads, and most games don't use more than 4 cores. They can't even utilize more than 4 cores. So single core performance is really what's important for a lot of games. To drive your graphics, you're getting a Radeon RX 6600, which is absolutely a budget champ. You know, dollar for dollar, price to performance, one of the best options on the market right now. Now, you could go off on your own and buy these parts and build it for around the same price. Man, it's hard. Here's why it helps that they actually give you a core parts list. Extras aren't included here, like cable extensions, things like that. Definitely not a lifetime warranty included with this, but they basically give you this list showing you, hey, you want to get these parts, at least how we price them when we price this out, when we put this build together, at $941.89. So you're actually paying more if you go this route right here, instead of just getting it like this, fully assembled with custom cable extensions that you can choose out of their huge library of colors. Might I recommend a nice purple? And you get nice cable management, lifetime warranty on parts and service, labor, all that stuff. It's go to the Discord, go to the Swarm Discord, link in the description, and go look at the Alexander PC's channel for under SI testimonials. Look at Alexander PCs. The reviews that they get from our community, direct reviews, are they're the best ones that we have. Like when it comes to like how many people have been happy with it, it's pretty crazy. So this, I'm really excited about this, and I'd really like to get my hands on one. So it's a good thing I've already got one. We're gonna be unboxing and live testing this thing on a YouTube stream very, very soon, so get subscribed so you don't miss that. But Alexander PCs has done other updates to the rest of their site, to their other systems. So yeah, absolutely check them out. And if you're looking for a sub $1,000 system, this is, I mean, for 1080p gaming, this thing's, I feel like this thing's gonna be a monster. Now, another thing is they threw together a lot of ready to ship systems. I mean, look at this. There are a ton, even like in the height Y60. Small form factor, large, you got custom painted, if you like, Assassin's Creed, you got that one right there. Fully liquid cooled systems here, just tons of options. So be sure to check that out, because these ship out within 24 hours and have that same full lifetime warranty. Next, we're gonna look at NZXT. In NZXT, first off, you guys know that I've kind of been clowning on NZXT since episode 1. Next, actually, is gonna be a misspelling of next. NZXT. The NZXT build. NZXT blood. You can do it. I believe in you.
Nope.
We saw NZXT build betray us mid-purchase and change their availability of their processor right as I was in the cart to check out, proving finally the reason for their odd spelling of the word build. Clearly, they don't actually care about you or I, just the bottom line. Duh.
And we had a nice conversation actually recently. They reached out to me after I talked a bit about them in the last video, and it was cool. They're actually really cool. You know, they were cool. They were cool with me, you know, memeing on them now and then, because hey, they brought the memes first and they understand that. They started talking to me and they let me know that this was coming up, and we have the new Player 1, 2, and 3 for their pre-configured PCs. And as you can see, we're starting it off with the H5 Flow. Now, they're using their new cases and a lot of their new stuff here. I do see them using the Elite cases on some of these, which I'm like, one of the reasons they reached out was that I said this one. I said, it's really nice of NZXT to put a clear warning on their products when it's going to affect the airflow negatively. By putting the word Elite on there, it's funny, okay? It's a funny thing because, you know, comedy needs to have a grain of truth in it. Whatever, anyway. So, but they redid these, and now the Player 1 systems are really kind of exciting over here. And the Player 2 ones as well, and they're all genuinely exciting. The Player 1 is a 3050 system for $1049. It's a little hard to talk about that right after talking about the Auxilia. There are several versions of each. There's 2 versions of each, okay? You got the Player 1 and the Player 1 Prime. And basically, they're both gonna be 12th gen Intel, which is fine. Great performance there. 12600K is excellent. 12600K and an RTX 3060 Ti for $1299 is a good performing system right there. 16 gigs at DDR4 3200. But you see here, this is exactly what I was talking about. $1,049, 500 gig M.2. Those need to go away. 500 gig M.2s are like 1 terabyte mechanical hard drives. They're not a practical thing to put in most systems anymore. But aside from that, we do know that a 12400F and a 3050 will perform really, really well. 1080p gaming. 3060 Ti is pushing you up to 1440p gaming for $1299. And there you go, 1 terabyte M.2 drive. And then we go to the Player 2. Let's take a look here. This one actually interests me a little bit more. For $1499, has a 5600X, an RTX 3070, 16 gigs of RAM, and a 1 terabyte drive. But if you go up by about $500, and that is a good chunk of change, I know. You're looking at the Ryzen 7 5800X 4070 Ti right here, and you got 32 gigs of DDR4 3200 and a 1 terabyte M.2 drive. Now, I will say this, the H5 does have a fan dedicated to bringing air up into the GPU. So you're a little better off with this than, say, the H510 Elite was. And I have one right here. Deja vu, right? But yeah, I have a system from NZXT. They sent me a system to test. So again, get subscribed, stay tuned, because we're gonna be cracking this thing open on another stream after the Alexander PCs one and testing the crap out of it. We're gonna see how those thermals do if this is in the H5 Elite. There is a lot of work on my plate right now. But with this system, you have a 4070 Ti with a C750 bronze power supply. For $2,000, I would have liked to see gold, but you know, remember that gold and bronze and all those different ratings for the 80 plus ratings? Those aren't a measure of quality, they're a measure of efficiency. I don't know, you know, we're gonna go over this more when I do the review, but there are some really interesting systems here, and I wanna also look, let's take a peek right now at the Player 3 options. Anyway, so with this one here, you're looking at $2,500, so it's $500 more than the Player 2 Prime. But this one comes with a 13700KF, a 4070 Ti still, 32 gigs of RGB, DDR4 3200, still a 1 terabyte drive. So there isn't a whole lot of, a ton of benefit going after this, except that you're going to Intel 13th gen, which is gonna outperform that 5000 series Ryzen processor pretty drastically. And you're getting the X63, Kraken X63. So that should be a 280 millimeter AIO. And the motherboard's a Z690 motherboard, which is good because that, of course, is gonna allow that 13700KF, which that K means that it's unlocked for overclocking. That'll allow it to get the most performance out of that. Here you're looking at 80 plus gold, but still 750 watts, but still a 4070 Ti. So that's in line with what you should have. But for $2,500, you're looking at a DDR4 system. I feel like at $2,500 with the price of DDR5 as low as it is now, you should be looking at DDR5 on that motherboard. Player 3 Prime, this is $3899. This is the top dog that they've got. And it's gonna run a lot hotter than the other one, and it has glass on the front. For a 13900KF and an RTX 4090. To be fair, this does have this is in the H7 Elite. And when Steve over at Gamers Nexus tested the heck out of the H7 Elite, he found that, hey, you know, the thermals were actually pretty good, but that's because the fans are going to be running kind of loud. They're gonna be pretty loud. They're gonna be cranking it to try to pull that air through, but it works. But I would personally like to see an option to go with the Flow front panel rather than the Elite front panel. I mean, looking at the tech specs here, this should have a 1000 watt, 80 plus gold power supply. Product brand may vary, fair enough. Now, one thing I do wish though, for $3,900, that's what this costs, right? It's, yeah, $3,900. I would like to see a non-F CPU, because someone could take a system like this with 64, if you're putting 64 gigs into your system, that's become a great system for content creation. However, the fact that you have the F on the CPU means that you cannot have quick sync. Intel's QuickSync makes for amazing video editing performance, and you're losing out on that by going with the 13900KF. It's a difference of like tens of dollars, and I would rather this be $3950 and come with the 13900K. At the point where you're almost paying $4,000, it's kind of a drop of the bucket, and you get a lot better performance out of the CPU when it comes to QuickSync for video editing. That's my 2 cents on that. You do get double storage here. You get a 1 terabyte M.2 drive for your primary, 1 terabyte M.2 drive for your secondary. It does not tell us what PCIe gen those are, whether it's Gen 3 or Gen 4. Oh, it's right here. The details are right here. Okay, secondary storage is an SN570, so that's a Gen 3 drive. I guess primary, here it is, SN850X, so that's a Gen 4 drive, a really fast one too. But also, really, hold on, what? Huh? What? Really? DDR4? Huh? For $3,900? No, that means, look, guys, listen, that means if you wanted to upgrade to DDR5 rather, you'd be swapping out a whole motherboard. That's basically like building a new system. I would say this system, this top of the line, this top dog, should be DDR5. Now, let's talk about our friends over at Skytech, and Skytech has a new, they have 4070s now, and they have the Azure 2, which is in the, what is it, the case is the Montech Sky 2, which, hey, Skytech, right? Which is a really cool case. It has these like inverted fans, so you still see the pretty part of the fan, but it is set up as intake. And this has a 4070. It has a 13600K, 32 gigs of DDR5, and it's $17.99. 240mm AIO for that 13600K, totally fine. 13600K, of course, has 6 performance cores, 8 efficiency cores. It is an absolute monster. And yeah, this thing is gonna be freaking rad, and don't forget, you can use code SWARM over on skytechgaming.com whenever you're at checkout, and that gets you a hefty discount. And I'm not spending a whole lot of time on this. I really just wanted to point out this one system here. We're probably gonna have another review coming out with Skytech fairly soon, so we'll see about that. I don't have a system from them yet, but they're pretty regular about sending them over. Now, let's take a look. This is gonna be a quick look, but man, I gotta tell you, one of my favorite things about going to events like PAX is just getting to hang out with the people behind these companies. And you guys gotta remember that. What you see is a logo, a brand name, a website, whatever, but there's people behind those. You know, there are people behind the companies. A lot of them are very enthusiastic about what they do. And I will say that, of course, you guys can see it in the video that we put up of the giveaway system from Skytech. You can see the passionate people behind the systems over at Skytech in that video, which is right up here. Click on that, make sure to watch that. That was a fun video to do, and it's an amazing system that you should try to win. But I also got to hang out with people from Ironside, and they're really cool. You'll see me chat with them a little bit in the vlog coming up, but the audio wasn't too good in my chat with them, unfortunately. But yeah, they have these VShojo cases. It's a really cool collab. They make really cool custom cases, and there's a whole lot of them. And if you look under their cases category now, you can see there's a lot of options here. The Tokyo Dream one was really cool. I actually took a Tokyo Dream system up on the stage, the Intel stage, to talk about Ironside and the way that they customize their systems. I know Alucard has the Yggdrasil case right here, which is an absolutely gorgeous Be Quiet case with the stained glass design on the side there. And of course, the Juicebox ones are really cool too. I mean, I'm fairly certain they're going to be expanding this list here. But Ironside, of course, has really high quality, one of the best warranties in the industry. And if you look at the desktops, there are pre-configured ones here, limited edition systems in these cases, Masterworks, where they put a lot of work into making very unique systems where they only make 1, 2, or 3 of them. And of course, their partner collabs. So you can actually go in here and get systems that were, say if you're a big VShojo fan, then they have those systems as well. You can have one just like theirs. Private Ryan, Bikini Bodhi, is that right? Is that wrong? Anyway, all of those you can get systems just like those partners got. And of course you can get any of the limited edition builds here as well. Those are retired. These ones are retired. Unfortunately, the Night Owl is gone. This was one of the things that like the Night Owl is one of my favorite systems they made. Like, if you're gonna do a Noctua look, do it this way. Anyway, that's actually probably where we're gonna wrap it up there. And you know, I'm really excited to be back to this. As long as I can get my AC installed this week, which is the plan, as long as we can do that, streams should be back within the month. I do, however, have an interesting project coming up for the end of the month that I'm really excited about. And it's with a company that's not too far from here that I've been wanting to work with for a very long time. So that's gonna be really exciting. And yeah, stay tuned for that. Man, I've been able to do so many cool things lately, but the move and the new studio thing has really set me back. So thank you guys for being so patient and for your enthusiasm when I came back with the Skytech video the other day. But yeah, we're back to videos on Mondays. So I hope you guys have been looking forward to that and that you're ready for it, because there's a lot of cool stuff coming up. And yeah, I'm not gone. I'm still here, just catching up with things. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this episode, and I will see you on the next one. But until then, take care.